my Vina loves, it's Miss Vina D coming to you all from Vinatainment News. So most of you who have been following this channel for a few months are aware that I have businesses outside of YouTube. So my apologies that I'm late, but I'm here. So let's get into it. I do not want to make this review too long. So I am going to do a two-part. This part is going to include, how I felt about the episode. But there's a lot of drama going on Twitter between Kenya Moore, Sheree, Kim, Duck Lips Zolciak is getting dragged on her page. People bringing up Big Papa and all of that, and she wasn't even on this episode. Porsha relationship or whatever it is with Rickey Smiley is getting dragged through the mud. And then Sheree, oh my gosh, people are just going in on her for coming, for Kenya. There's a lot going on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to include the important points in this video. And then I'm going to do a second video with those comments. And some of them are just hilarious. And I might include a sneak peek in here. So let's start with Porsha and Rickey Smiley, situationship they got going on. Rickey is a nice colleague. He sees that Porsha needs help as far as, her time on the show and her storyline. There's only so much that, people can talk about the situation and her taking ownership. There's only so many scenes that she can shoot with her sister. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the same topic before. It gets boring and it gets dry. So kudos to Rickey for stepping in. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to sit back and watch my girl, as in his friend and co-worker, lose, one of her top paychecks. So I'm going to go ahead and step in and help save the day. So kudos to him for doing that. But man, people are dragging their relationship. Well, it's not a relationship. The storyline or whatever it is, people are saying stop trying to make this whole situation happen and all of that. So I'm going to include a little bit of the comments here, and then I'm going to include the longer part in part 2. But for those who are just straight up fans or non-fans, I'm going to go ahead and read some of these comments real quick. This person wrote, yes, I'll be here for it. This is just this is just to give him some spotlight, girl. Bye. Of course, there to go. He's gay. Everyone is gay to these people. And I guess it's because even though he have kids, and just because having kids have nothing to do with being gay or straight, because gay men have kids too. But I'm not saying Rickey is. I'm just saying. But this person wrote, and I don't know why folks just gonna sit here and dance around it because of those kids. Get the out of here. Wow, definitely not. They have a friend chemistry, and no shade to Rickey, but I see Porsha with someone more attractive in the looks department. Porsha doesn't need another Cordell. Ouch. Ooh, these people. Oh hell, nah, not Bernice Jenkins. Screaming, no, hell nah, Miss Sophia and Forced to me. They are good as friends, to be honest. Keep it cute. Hell to the nah, to the nah. You're killing me. Child, I like Porsha, but this little made for TV crush is making me nauseous. Sis storyline was so dry, she caught on Gary with the tea. That's stupid. Hell no. So that's basically the verdict on Porsha relationship, or want to be attempt of a relationship with Rickey Smiley. So let's go ahead now and move on to Sheree. I'm going to talk about everybody outside of the PSA, and then when I talk about a PSA, which I'm saving the best for last, then I'm going to include everyone included in all of the drama. Sheree was on Watch What Happened Live last night, and someone called in and asked her about the roach that we saw her killing outside of her house. And, and they were like, how come you had so much to say, or were, supporting Kim with the whole Nene roach situation when you had one? And she was like, yeah, I had one, and it was outside, and they live outside. I didn't have a colony. Yes, she was coming for Nene. And my point is, Sheree, that roach was so close to your door that had you had any crack in the door, the same thing that happened to Nene would have happened to you. If they see an opening, it doesn't matter how beautiful, clean, whatever your house is. If bugs see an opening, they're coming in. And you know what? I really do think Bria planted those bugs in Nene's house, honestly, but that's a different story. Let's go ahead and move on. Sheree's own daughter, read her about, her man, Tyrone, in prison, talking about, all of the fish in the sea, and you choose to be with a jailbait or something like that, she said. I was like, ouch. Now, let me tell you, man. The phone gods, because I'm not going to throw God in here. The phone gods, or Bravo and Andy, were not having it, okay? Because every single phone call that came in to watch what happened live on last night went through with no problem. Sheree's daughter called. It looks like after the episode aired, Sheree wasn't too happy about her own daughter dragging her, but trust me, kids are honest. Their soul are so pure and innocent that they will tell you the truth in a few seconds, okay? And I guess Sheree don't call her daughter and coerce her in. You need to call and clear this up and make it sound beautiful and whatever. And so, Annie is accepting calls, and then Sheree's daughter called out of nowhere, and every time she opened her mouth to speak, it was breaking up. So it looks like she was basically calling to say, I know what I said to my mom was harsh, but after talking to Tyrone or whatever, I love him. She was trying to cover up for her mom, and Annie was like, we're not gonna do that. Annie is shady, sitting there talking about, oh, we can't hear you, I'm so sorry. And then of course people were like, oh, poor Sheree can't pay her daughter phone bill. It's not about phone bill. I think Annie was being shady. So that was that, the whole moment with Sheree and her daughter, and then Sheree fixing her basement and all of that. Listen, guys, this girl is a hustler. Excluding the book she wrote and a one-time pop-up of her t-shirt, what else did she do apart from just trying to build that house for a long time? Tyrone stole almost $5 million from people, okay? There's no way you're able to do that and get away with it, even though eventually he got caught, and not have money stashed up anywhere. What I do believe is Sheree is hustling. She's like, I need my house completed, and you know what? This guy have money, and I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. But just be careful, baby girl, because the feds are watching. The other thing is she had a very bad relationship with Bob from what we've seen, and I don't see things turning or ending great for Sheree and Tyrone, especially if he's giving her money, investing in her storyline, all of that. I can clearly see, Sheree trying to stand up to him when he gets out, saying this is my house, and him just going off and saying, yeah, with my money. I don't see greatness coming out of this. But you know what? I'm wishing Sheree well, because I'm not coming for people who are incarcerated. Obviously, people can go and come out for the better. We've seen Gucci and his wife, Keysha, they're doing well. So I'm not, saying it's not possible, but man, but that's about it, man. Sheree wanted, to be on the show and keep her spot in her storyline. So she did that whole situation with Bob, and then the collect calls and whatever it is. Hey, it's keeping her on the show, right? The calls are coming in, it's irritating, but it's keeping her spot on the show. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go ahead and move on to Nene and Brentt little moment, and Nene went ahead and, posted about Brentt, not wanting to go to college. And she posted this video right here at the, I guess, the comedy school, whatever, the school of comedy, whatever it's called. And basically, Brentt walks out on stage, grabbed the mic, but before he could start, telling his jokes, the video cuts off. So I guess we'll have to wait to see that or whatever. But I'm not going to put the video in here for copyright reasons. But Nene went ahead, and this was her caption on that video. Understand you got to do what you love. Don't miss your calling. Furthering your education is important, but having a degree doesn't mean you're gonna be successful or financially secure. And read a hashtag and whatever. And people were coming for her saying, and that right there's a reason why he should go to college or you should go to college, because she and like a lot of people don't know the difference between your and you are, like the apostrophe RE. And that, and when people use women and woman wrong, like when a man say, I love this woman. No, I love this woman. If you're giving your woman one, a compliment is, I love this woman. Not the, no, I'm saying, this one person kept commenting saying things like, I've been laid off, and people at my job were laid off, and we still can't find a job. And my thing is, she's Nene Leakes, right? So Brentt already have that upper hand, that his mom is going to look out for him. His mom already opened doors for him, and all he have to do is walk through them. So of course his life and his experiences and the level that he gets to, is not going to be as tough because of who he knows. And you know what? I get it. I completely understand there are a lot of celebrities out there who are, millionaires, billionaires that, never set foot in college. I understand. But that's the one thing about education. It can never be taken away from you. You will always have something to fall back on. I have 3 degrees. I have 2 computer science undergrad degrees, and I have a master's. And you know what? YouTube, like I said previously, is not my bread and butter. I love it. It's fun and all of that. But if my businesses, are not doing great and I want to put my degrees to use, I can absolutely do that. So, education is just a beautiful thing, but I completely see the other side where, sometimes you can have all the education in the world and still, things don't go the right way. Either way, I just think that I'm not going to sit here and judge Nene on how she raised her child and all of that. Whatever she feels like works for her family, go ahead and do that. And I'm sure you guys were reading some of the comments on the screen as I was talking about Nene and Brentt. So let's go ahead and move on, from that. Kandi. I just love how Kandi is just, she's such a boss. I love that. Talking about buying the property because Google might be, and basically, let's just say Google doesn't build. It's hers, right? She can sell it and make a profit, but she's being smart, because if she buy it right now, the prices are very low compared to when Google put a building out there, if they do. So I just love how much of a boss she is, and the whole situation with Nene. I think what people are missing is Nene responded to a total stranger in the audience. Her response was absolutely wrong. I'm not here for it. I'm not supporting Nene. But she reacted to a woman saying, go kill yourself. And she responded to one woman, not all women. She responded to a woman in the audience. Porsha knows Kandi. Porsha had a friendship with Kandi. Porsha's tongue was in Kandi's mouth, okay? It was about to be someone somewhere else, not to get too graphic, was about to be somewhere else had they gone that far, all right? So they were all friends. So for Porsha to repeat something about a friend, regardless if they stopped being friends and Porsha was BFF with Phaedra, whatever the case might be, Kandi wasn't some random stranger off the street. That's my point. Like, you cannot be that vindictive to think that someone who was once a friend, a businesswoman, someone that that claimed they don't even drink will want to do that to you. That's where it's different. Now, what was said, wrong is wrong. Nene apologized. Now, do I agree with Nene about the whole accountability thing? Absolutely. Yes, Porsha have said she's sorry. She's sorry a few times, and this whole situation, people want people to get over it. But listen, man, what Porsha said and what Porsha did was wrong. And at first it was Phaedra, said it, and I repeated it. She never just owned up and said, listen, man, I messed up, like Nene said. It was never that. It was some of the apologies were not sincere to me, and it's have nothing to do with me not being here for Porsha. Absolutely not. I just feel like I agree with what Nene said. Now, when Nene told her, take ownership and all of that, she was there. I'm not going to go around and be like, here, I apologize. And like, at this point, just leave it alone, because the few times she tried to talk to Kandi is uncomfortable. So I also hear and see where Porsha is coming from. Like, listen, I've tried. I'm making people uncomfortable. I'll just leave it alone and move on. So that whole situation, you know, that's that. Now let's go ahead and get into the PSA. We're gonna save the best for last. All right, my girl, the queen, Kenya Moore, yes, it's back. I miss Kenya on the show. Say what you want about Kenya, but Kenya is good TV. I love what she did. You know, I just love, well, before I jump into the PSA, how dare me not talk about Cynthia Bailey and Noel moment and then Will. So let's go back. Cynthia's relationship with her daughter is just amazing. You know, the fact that they talk about Brentt not wanting to go to school, and then Noel, you know, now I know a few people before they saw the word and knew that she was in the dentist's office and all of that. They heard surgeon was like, oh no, Cynthia, don't tell me your daughter's about to, you know, have plastic surgery. They were about to go in on that girl until they realized, okay, whoo, she's you know, she's an intern. That was just a beautiful moment. Noel is very smart, you know, and she have a lot going on for herself. So congratulations to her, and I wish Noel nothing but the best. I mean, look at Will. Will, it's a decent looking guy. You know, he's tall. He got it going on in the eyes of Cynthia. And she's just like, you know what? You guys don't see what I see behind closed doors. So I'm just going to go ahead and see where it goes. Now, of course, Andy is going to ask Cynthia that, you know, very important question at the reunion, if they're still together, and she's going to have to say yes or no, because, you know, they're not flaunting their relationship on social media. But based on that episode, it seems very serious because she's willing to introduce her daughter to him. So it looks like she's not even allowing what the ladies have to say get to her. I mean, Kandi been married for a few years now and is doing great with Todd, you know. They're doing amazing. And the PSA was nicely done. I mean, Kenya always looked beautiful. Ava wasn't there. Kim wasn't there, and of course Marla wasn't there. It was nice to see Porsha there and everybody, you know, just getting along and having fun. And of course, the moment that everyone was waiting for was Mark. You know when everything is just going so great in your life and everything looks so beautiful and people have nothing else to hate on, so they just have to pick something. This is my thing about this whole nose ring situation, all right? And you know what? I don't want to make it a race thing, but I'm going to go there, okay? Because I'm black too, so we can talk. Let's have this conversation. We talk about inequality. We march for all of these things, okay? But sometimes the way how we behave to like certain group of people, all right? Like we get so mad when it comes to segregation. We get so mad when somebody's not going to hire us based on the color of our skin. We get so mad for all of these things, but then sometimes we treat people who are not like us the same way sometimes, okay? So I'm not talking about racism. I'm talking about prejudice and all of that. We treat people, but it gives everyone the same feeling. It's where I'm coming from. If you're telling me because I'm this, I can't be or I'm not accepted, that's the same feeling that we get when someone say because you're black you can't do this, or because you're black you get judged, or someone is, you know, clutching the pearls or purses when a black man is walking across the street. The same feeling you get is the same feeling the gay community get when we have certain conversations. So I am going to talk about Kenya gay moment with Kim Phil's husband, because one thing about me, I'm supportive, but wrong is wrong and right is right. So no matter how I rock and ride for you, if I see something wrong, I'm still going to call you out on it. So you all remember when Kim Fields were on the show, when they were having little issues, Kenya did echoed something that's out there. Regardless if it's, you know, it's out there already, the fact that she repeated it was still wrong, because that's that woman's husband, you know, her kid or kid's father, and that's just a sensitive subject. Not saying that if you're gay there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying when you're talking about people's families and all of that, you have to be careful. So Kenya saying you know, they call him Chrissy in the industry, and then Nene and Porsha and everyone, Phaedra, everyone charming in and laughing. There were only 2 people that did not charm in or laugh. Cynthia Bailey wasn't having it, and Sheree also wasn't having it. She walked away. So I just feel like Sheree was like, okay, let's see how you're gonna feel if I play the same game with your husband, who that man is he hands down the most attractive Real House of Atlanta husband ever. That's it. He educated, you know what I'm saying? Got it going on. You know, a businessman, have his own restaurant. Like, he's just everything, okay? But this is where I was going with that whole speech about prejudice I just gave. Okay. If I'm a man and I'm looking for the top places that Piers knows, and somewhere in New York called the Village come up, and one of the top places is out there, I don't care if the Village, gay people frequent the Village, because that's what the comments were. I don't care. If one of the top places for me to get my nose pierced is out there, I'm walking in there, getting my nose pierced, and going about my business. I'm not going to go somewhere because a gay person is there. Walking into a place to get my nose pierced is not going to turn me gay, and that's the problem, you know. So if this man have an event to go to and the stylist is gay, is a male, and he's gay, so Mark was to say, nope, you can't style me because you're gay. How stupid does that sound? Because you're gay? Oh, I can't hire you in my restaurant because you're gay. Think about it. How stupid does that sound? So all the people saying, yes, Mark getting his nose pierced in the Village. The Village is, and this is all coming from black people, and this is the reason why you have there, man. It's like, didn't Shamia did a whole video, I did a whole episode on it calling Will gay, and that he's bisexual and frequent and different gay clubs and stuff. It's like, why does every black man, you know, that comes on that show have to be gay? Now, that's what I'm saying. Now, I'm going to read Kenya's responses and all of that because she and Sheree went back to back. But my point is, Kenya's responses, she wasn't using profanity. She wasn't hitting below the belt. She didn't do any of that because now she understands how it feels when someone comes for your spouse, regardless if it's out there or not. Repeating it is wrong. So that's what Sheree was trying to do. Now let me tell you something. I know Kenya was probably like, you know what, I'm not going to do it because I don't want them to feel like he's being defensive. But if I was Kenya, I would have just told my man, listen, Sheree is the one who man is in prison. So when she come at you with any question, don't answer. Just say, man, how would it have been if Mark had responded to Sheree's nose ring question? Sheree, how's Tyrone? He's in jail, right? When is he coming out? Everyone's mouth would be on the floor. Sheree's face would have dropped if Kenya's husband would have been like, this is not what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you have a man in jail? You know what I'm saying? But I love how gracious and graceful he was and all of that. Now, this is my thing for all of the people saying, yes, Kenya got a taste of her own medicine. Whatever the case might be, now you guys do see the reason why, right? She didn't want her husband on the show because your husband being on the show give them, you know, some type of leverage to think they can come in his presence and be disrespectful. But at the end of the day, you know what? Mark was just very peaceful. He said what he got it and he walked away. And the thing is, it's so interesting how life works. You know, if you would have told Sheree almost a year and a half, 2 years ago that she would be accepting collect calls while Kenya, you know, was walking hand in hand with her man, all right, her husband, that she can feel and touch with businesses, with her house completed and just living her amazing life, and Sheree will be accepting collect calls, she would have said, hell to the no. You know what I'm saying? She would have said, hell no. You lie. It's just crazy how the universe works. You know, no shade of Porsha, But Porsha was on that whole bandwagon with Phaedra, but you can't keep a man and all that stuff. What is this number? What universe work? But the PSA was amazing. I did click the link to Kenya Moore Facebook page, and I watched the entire thing. Shemia was very touching. Her story was very touching. Cynthia Bailey, mother, my God, that just broke my heart for the both of them. I'm glad that Kenya and Shemia have placed whatever differences they have behind them, and they have moved on. And I'm going to, you know, put the messages as I talk, you know, on here with Shemia telling, you know, Kenya thank you, and then, you know, you have Kandi, you know, also shouting out Kenya, and that was amazing. And then you have, you know, Cynthia Bailey posting this beautiful picture, as well as Shemia shouting out Kenya and all of that. Then of course Sheree going off on Twitter and, you know, doing her thing. But when I tell you, you know, Kenya came back Kenya came back with this, because Sheree dog was sick. Now Sheree been setting herself up. Not only is her man in jail, but she's making down low jokes, which she just walked right into that one, because people were like, really? And it just went in on her, and I'm going to include that in part 2. She posted this talking about happy Monday, hashtag I got time. She walked right into that one because people lit her up about, you know, you have time, and just went in on Tyrone as well. So she just brought that on herself. But after she, you know, went and came in and went to Kenya like that, Kenya responded, really sad that after I helped to return your lost sick dog to you last week, that you would make, you know, go ahead and read Kenya response. Well, the part that just got everyone was on incarcerated husband. Ooh, baby. Go to part 2 and see these memes and stuff. It is hilarious. These responses, I have never seen Sheree. So, but, you know, I want to say thank you to every single one of you. Those of you who have subscribed to the channel, those of you who are new, you know, if you're not subscribed, thank you for clicking the video and the videos and watching and listening anyways. And just thank you for everything, man. I'm going to go ahead and end it here, my Vina loves. I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.